Hi guys, welcome to Inbound After Hours. Today we'll be talking about Inbound 17. We arrived back about 4 weeks ago, wasn't it guys? Yep. So time to reflect.
Plenty of time to reflect.
Plenty of time to reflect. 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We should have been a little quicker, but...
Oh, I feel all reflected.
Yeah,
we've been doing this room all.
Yeah, we've been doing this room. We've got a new room today. We had a bit of feedback from our listeners saying the audio is very echoey, so we changed room and we've got some soundboards now, so hopefully you can see an improvement there.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So let's kick off with Inbound 17. So guys, why do we invest in going to these conferences every year? It costs us a lot of money to send us 5 over. Why do we do it? Ricky?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best places to go to learn, really. You've got a huge variety from other agencies to people in-house to software experts. It's the only place where you're going to get that sort of mix, particularly with the sort of quality as well. Inbound will know from my feedback forms every year I'm not a fan of the celebrity speakers, so I didn't go for Michelle Obama. No, didn't even go and see that. I got some looks when I told people, so I didn't even go to that.
No wrestlers?
No wrestlers, none of that.
He went to really good though, wasn't he, John Cena?
That was everybody's best feedback, wasn't it, John Cena? I regret missing that one now.
Yeah.
But no, it's like anyone, I guess, to go and learn, to get better, to keep getting better. We're just in that industry where if you're not getting better, you're going backwards.
I don't think you can get that anywhere else. I know that is the only place they do that, but just unfortunately there isn't anything inbound specific in the UK that's like that. Apart from our book, obviously.
Yeah, come along. Yeah.
It's, it is in Boston, which is, what a shame. I've flying to Boston for a week, but just the quality, as you said, and it's HubSpot's HQ over there, and just the way, the guys put on an event, don't they?
Oh, it's
absolutely
unbelievable,
amazing.
yeah. I mean, we've been fortunate. How many years have we been going now?
Is that our third or fourth?
Third or fourth.
Yeah.
And then for you guys, it was your first time. I mean, what did you think?
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't realise how big it actually is until you go over there, because HubSpot's still not big in the UK.
No.
But when you go over to Boston, it's huge over there.
Yeah.
It's quite surprising how many people are actually on the HubSpot platform, basically.
When we went down the escalator into Club Inbound,
I love that name.
And got on the guest list, and you drop down and it's got that bit where all the stands are and everything, and that's just enormous, and then it's like the holes through there, and then you've got all these wings of rooms, and it's just...
I think the first time I went, I'd only been here a month or two. I was like, okay. And it was just like, wow, it really does set the scene, doesn't it, for anyone new to Inbound, which I think that's what they want, isn't it? Really to wow people. Absolutely massive. And I don't know how many were there this time. It was like 22.
Yeah, 22,000.
2,000 agency partners, was it, or something?
Not even that. I think there was less than that.
But it'd be, maybe 1,000 or so.
1,000 or so agencies. The rest was just obviously HubSpot users. But the
potential HubSpot users, I guess.
Yeah, the lighting rigs they have and the camera equipment, it's just different world. It's almost like a nightclub when you walk into that Do Inbound and what they've done. We'll put some images up of our expeditions. Okay, let's talk about the overall theme then. What was the theme this year, guys? Start off with chatbots. It's a big talk this year. What else have we got?
I think there's a lot of chatbots, a lot of AI.
It's
just
new stuff,
emerging,
stuff.
emerging tech generally, like the AI thing and bots are sort of
Yeah.
the same, I'd say. Sort of the
Messenger
same
stuff, I know it ties in again, very, very
a lot
connected.
Of Messenger. I think
A lot of
HubSpot were big on that personally.
Yeah.
I've always picked a lot of the HubSpot talks, so I always enjoy them, and I think you can tell that they specifically are going heavy on Facebook Messenger. As a platform beyond Facebook ads as well. It's now moved to Messenger as far as almost coming away from the landing page and just delivering everything direct through that. There's a lot of talks on that, and the engagement that's given HubSpot massively increased. But yeah, chatbots, I mean, they talked about that last year, but it's just a bit more advanced now. There's a lot more options. I know they've acquired...
Every talk that mentioned bots as well, it was, and bots, of course, like we saw last year.
It comes up in every talk. I think we've had it with video, Facebook. It's sort of any marketing talk you do, it's 10 steps to make that a success, and like the 10th one is use a chatbot as well. It's the order of the day, it's a bit of a theme. Obviously they've acquired Motion AI on the AI side, so they're probably pushing that as well.
What was that AI talk? I just remember seeing your notes.
So basically, like the AI it's basically like in like the sales features that they're going to be like predictive scoring. So basically, it's like they already do it currently, but it's going to be more advanced. So basically, it'll follow like the user on the sites, like see what other sites they're being on, and then basically it'll all come back together, and then they'll tell you like if they're going to be a good client of yours, or if the points are low, it's going to be like no, don't bother with them really.
The email AI sending was good as well, so that it could send it to all different people, optimised at the time there in their inbox.
We went and chatted to a guy on the stand about that as well, didn't we? Who had a similar sort of product.
Integrated one.
Yeah, it's an integrated one, but it'd be interesting if HubSpot pull it in. So one thing, actually thinking back, Brian mentioned when we interviewed him that they were doubling down on AI. And helping marketers make decisions like what James mentioned with the predictive lead scoring and stuff. So
good plug for an old podcast.
It was. I'll link back to it. I'm getting the hang of this now. But I think last year massively video and podcast were the two things I wrote down a lot, and this time bots, Messenger, AI were the three things I wrote down a lot.
About 12 months we'll probably do one.
It's
got around to podcast in the end.
We've had a play with Messenger.
Yeah.
We haven't played with bots yet, but it's on the list, isn't it?
I think it's on my list.
I think it's on everybody's list of something they want to do.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, they've just acquired an AI company. Is that right? So,
Motion AI.
Motion AI, yeah. So they've that was released there. They're doing a lot of work with them guys now. They bought them out.
I think bot messaging is riskier to get wrong, isn't it? I think that's a bigger leap for me. We did the podcast, we had the echo, the cameras died that first time and all that stuff. But it doesn't matter, you've done some video or audio content, that's fine, you're still ahead of the curve. But get a bot messenger wrong and it just ruins
everything.
Customer experience.
It's like getting a workflow wrong, isn't it? It's an absolute nightmare. It's like emailing people stuff they're not expecting. You're like, oh god. I think I don't know, it depends how we do it, but with a bot you just got to start off like incredibly simple, and like
and acknowledge your
click. A lot of them you can do the click reply rather than the free type, so it just gives you CTAs yes no, just gives you an answer. So it's like you're starting at not really a real bot, it's an interactive form, and then you slowly build it up, and then hopefully by the time they release some stuff with Motion AI, I'm sure they'll have something that we can plug into the sites and use, but I'll be playing it safe to start with for sure.
I'm going to do my second plug back to a previous podcast. One of the tips we go, I know, I'm going crazy. One of the tips that Neil Patel mentioned was the first way to get in with Messenger is instead of filling in a form to get your ebook, just have them go on the Messenger to get the ebook. And that's a really low risk way, isn't it? Just go on there, you want the ebook, it just sends you the ebook on Messenger instead of via your email. I think that might be a nice, like what you mentioned, the click buttons and things like that, just nice, easy starting points.
Yeah, slowly get into it,
Yeah, I went to a chat, a talk on that, and it said 30%, they think within the next 2 years, 30% of customer interactions will be via bots or AI, which is huge.
I hope so. I mean, I'm not one for speaking to people if I don't need to, as people know. So
it's a real chore.
it's as far down the sales process as you absolutely have to for me. So if I can speak to a bot and it's good, and I can get the same information quicker or equally as quick, I think that's a good.
So it's a thumbs up for introverts.
It is, definitely is.
So, I mean, you said video was big last year, but there's only 3 or 4 talks. How many talks on video this year? I mean, there were 20, 30 of them. I couldn't get them all.
A lot of people still weren't doing it. A couple of where I went in, where they had show of hands, like who's doing video. I don't know who's done video, all hands go up. Who's doing video regularly, load of hands drop. Who's doing video to bring leads in, like who's getting product to the height of it.
Everyone's done one a few years ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah,
probably hand up, but
done the battles video and that's it.
It's the same with most things. Like most people will play with a bot and not follow it through. A big part of marketing's sticking with stuff. I don't want to do this, but the previous podcast with Rand, he said his video with Ramfish King.
We'll talk about him later.
That was just released last week. He said his Whiteboard Friday's got no traction for about 2 years, but it's only done well because he's stuck at it. And I think that's the same with any marketing. Like, look at...
It was because he's dead good as well.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he's like,
I just did it regularly.
The knowledge is good though.
Yeah.
You've got to give it up after 6 months though.
You'd be the best podcaster in the world if you don't do it regularly.
Yeah.
Gary Vee took him 12 months with Wine Library.
Yeah.
Didn't get any traction.
No.
And suddenly off it went.
It's all the
So
same.
there's hope for us yet.
There you go.
Hopefully in a couple of years people will be listening to this.
Yeah, stick at
Chicken
it.
Connoisseur took like 8 episodes.
It took one for me.
Well, let's talk about key takeaways then. Let's go around the table. Andrew, key takeaways?
So, tough to pick one really, but the one learning I really enjoyed was listening to HubSpot and how they changed their workflows for their actual software, their own personal workflows. Very quick rundown of what they used to do. So their original workflow was a 30-day one. So this is somebody downloading an ebook or whatever it was. It'd go through introductions, education about inbound marketing, vague introductions to like Kit Bodner people, they'd sort of introduce those. If they didn't take a demo, they'd just go into what they called a lead pool, and they'd just be sat there, they'd get blog subscriptions, and then what they did set up triggers, so if they went on the pricing page, visited certain ones a certain number of times, they'd get a trigger to the sales team who'd then get in touch and try and convert them. They found that was too educational. They were just telling people more about inbound marketing, which they probably already knew because they downloaded the ebook, and there was no real human connection, like real one. They were put in from Kit Bob, but it wasn't actually. So
wait, what?
yeah, it's a little trick there. So what they did, they switched and they went to sending their emails directly from a sales rep. So it was automated, but it did actually come from their inbox. So any replies went to a sales rep. What they found that did was instantly got quick replies increased, and they had a sort of smooth process. They continued speaking to that sales rep all the way. Yeah. So the salesperson was always delivering some of the marketing automation, but then it just opened up that conversation early. Interestingly, what they then did, they just delivered emails based on need rather than persona, which sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but the way that they delivered that was some of their emails just presented like 3 or 4 CTAs with options or pain points and solutions. So click here if you're one of these. Yeah. That would then, so it's kind of getting them to confirm the pain point, which kind of is a persona aspect, but they click that, it would then take them off to certain things. They would just speak about their specific need within inbound, so it might not be that everyone's need for inbound is the same one, so it's specific there. And then the last thing they did to increase conversion was show, don't tell. So rather than big emails, trying to convey HubSpot in an email is very difficult. They found that the thing that really wowed people was scrolling through the contact record and seeing that history, that timeline from first touch to when they last spoke to them. That's what they found in feedback was really impressive. So what they did was they just created that as a big scrolling GIF, one of their emails. Sent that over, massively boosted conversion. People could quickly see the benefit of what. I think they actually did it off the person.
It was that person's contact.
So it's their own. So it started off with their timeline and
how do you automate that?
No idea.
That's next.
They didn't tell us that. I don't know whether the salesperson. I think the sales rep, if they got to that stage, would expedite that, and they just create a quick one.
Yeah.
It was like a hot lead. So, and then that would scroll through and wow that person, and then it would just be trying to speak to us about how you can do this for your own business. So, takeaways of just, I've took on a lot of that and trying to implement that for us and our clients now. So I really enjoyed that, and I mentioned before about the HubSpot talk, so I shy away from the celebrity stuff as well. I really like stuff like this that I can bring back and just roll out, and that's what I can deploy. So yeah, it's really, really good.
I love that talk as well. It's one of my favourites. I quite like she said in the opening, the trap that we've fallen into before is just going so educational on our workflows, and she said it got to a point where people were replying like, what, HubSpot sell software? Like when you get to the close,
you just helped them so much.
Because you just helped them, so they're just like these helpful guys, and at the end when they try and sell them software, it's like, whoa, where's that coming from? So no, I really enjoyed that one as well.
Okay, Ricky.
Mine, staying away from the big topics that we talked about in the intro, I quite liked a one called Kill the PDF. It was quite a niche little tactical one. Mark, you came to this one with me, didn't you? But it was one of those moments when he was talking through it just made complete sense. So when we do landing pages, we all do PDFs as gated content. Some of the big problems with that is if you're on mobile, downloading a PDF's a pain, and even if you do download it, you've got to nip and squeeze and stuff like that. They don't integrate with anything, like people playing with the PDFs. We've made some previously in things like Google Sheets where people can input data and stuff, but there's a chance for you to collect that data. Like if someone's filling a form about things you're doing, why aren't you collecting that? And things like PDFs make it impossible. You get no analytics from it. You can't find out how much people have read it, for how long for, and things like that. And then finally, you're making a big piece of content that doesn't get indexed by Google very well. Like PDFs do get indexed, but they're not great. They're not optimized. So we're all producing this content, and it's just because that's the way it's been done for so long. And you talk about like the origins of the PDF being like a print file and stuff like that, and it's how we all still using PDFs for this. So the idea that we spoke about, and we're going to have a go at this on our next one, is instead of making a PDF as you download, so you go to your thank you page and get a PDF, you go to your thank you page, which would be the content. So essentially you'd make a web page ebook. It's just a really good idea. It's just so much more accessible. You're on mobile, you can have a little chapter list, skip through things. And then if you've made a typo, like you can just update it live. That person, if you use a PDF, someone's already downloaded it, you can't change it. If you need to change things like stats or pricing or state of inbound reports, we've